guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So, I know I haven't made any videos talking about Sk8 the Infinity. I have a good reason for that. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know why I haven't been on my YouTube channel as of late making videos, even though I really wanted to make videos, especially talking about Sk8 the Infinity. I have so much stuff I could say about Sk8 the Infinity. It's been such an amazing ride with this anime and I love it. Utsumi knows what she's doing and I love her for that, man. I mean, I already knew that I was going to love Sk8 the Infinity because she is the director of Free. So going into this, I was like, you know what? Sign me up. It's Utsumi. I'm here for it. But again, I do want to apologize for being absent on YouTube. And just know that I've been dealing with a lot of health issues and I'll just keep it at that. So if you want to find out more, check my Twitter. So let's go ahead and just talk about Sk8 the Infinity's finale. And I just have so much to say. So let's start off with Adam. Let's talk about the beginning of this episode. So Adam is just being really weird and crazy as usual. So, you know, Adam is just a very interesting antagonist. Like, we get to see little bits and pieces here of why he ended up the way that he did, right? But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's kind of hard for me to feel kind of bad for Adam, you know, at the same time, because it's kind of like, well, that doesn't excuse you for everything that you did to all these people. Especially what he did with Cherry? No, like, yeah, anyway. Going back to the finale. So he goes into like this shop and he asks this like the guy that owns the shop, like, hey, I need you to make me an outfit. It's for a special occasion. And the guy's like, oh, is it for a wedding? Because at first, like, the guy is just like creeped out and like just scared out of his mind because of the way that Adam enters and he just looks crazy. Like, who wouldn't be scared of Adam? And when the guy asked like if it was a wedding that he needed the suit for, Adam's like, nope, it's not a wedding. And I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting. And I don't like the direction this is going because Adam is just being a little bit much right now and I'm kind of scared. After that, we actually get into this scene where Reki and Langa are talking about Langa's beef with Adam, which leads into the discussion of why is Adam skating. And this is something that's been on Langa's mind for a while and he just can't quite figure out what's going on with Adam or why he's doing all this, especially because he knows that he is by himself. And that's when Reki like ends up telling him, well, it's gotta be because it's fun. Like, what other reason do you need? Which is really cute because then Langa just smiles and he's like, right. And it's just like, it's so cute. I love that they're there for each other. You know, after everything that they've been through, man, it's just so nice to see them like this. It's just, I love them so much. And then we finally move on to Langa's and Adam's beef. So everybody is there. They're all like driving together to go to this event. And while the grown-ups and Mia are talking about everything and what Adam probably is gonna do, is this is something that Cherry said. He said that, you know, Adam has never really been serious. He believes that, you know, this is finally going to be the time where Adam is going to take it seriously. And back when he skated with Langa the first time, he was going easy on him. So Shadow and Mia are like, what are you talking about? That wasn't him being serious? Then what's he like? And Cherry says, that? I don't know. We've never seen it. So when he says that, I'm like, oh, that's scary. Because, like, you know, we don't know what to expect at that point, you know? Nobody does. So it's kind of scary because it's kind of like, okay, Adam is already as insane as he is. How much more insane is he going to get? Like, what is he going to do to our poor boy Langa? Like, if Langa gets injured, I'm going to fight, man. I'm going to throw hands with this weird ass man that is Adam. And while they're talking about all this serious stuff, we have like this cute little moment between Reki and Langa. They're like in the back of the car and they're just, oh, it's so cute. So Langa finally gets his new board. They start talking about how Langa first started skating and they just kind of reminisce on all those days leading up to now. It was just so it was just really cute, man. And that's actually what leads up to Langa saying, you know, Reki, thank you. And it's just so cute. Like, he's thanking him for like everything and skating, because if it wasn't for Reki, Langa would still be the way that he was back in the first episode, and he wouldn't have found something that he really enjoys and loves so much, and he wouldn't be having fun or have met all these other people along the way. So it's like, like, they need each other, man. So as they're talking, Reki tells Langa something, and he basically says, after the finals are over, and it just kind of cuts out everything. We don't get to know what this is until like the very last few seconds of the episode, and I'm like, why did you guys have to cut that out? Like, let me I want to know what he's saying, let me in. Anywho, so we finally arrive to the destination where the beef is gonna take place, and everyone has to like walk to it because there's like this big ass like giant grave cross looking thing, and I'm just like, oh no, like this is not looking good. So what that kind of told me when I saw the grave, I was like, okay, so if he's doing this, that probably means that either Langa's gonna die or Adam is gonna die, and not like, seriously like actually die is what I'm trying to say. But I feel like it was more like metaphorically. I don't know if that makes any sense, because with the way that Adam is, I'm like, okay, so Adam is gonna have like this moment where he's gonna like realize something, and the old him is dead, and here's the new Adam. It was kind of like that. So I was thinking that's where we were headed, right? Either that or Langa was gonna join along with Adam, but I just didn't see that happening. But either way, it still made me a little bit nervous because it's Adam. And this is when we learned that the course is changed, and they changed it to like this really, really, really nasty, bad, super dangerous course, to the point where both Cherry and Joe mentioned that it got banned because it just wasn't safe. And it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's just not a good look, and everything is just like completely dark. It looks like a graveyard, and that's when we finally see Adam in his new outfit, and he's looking very much like a Grim Reaper, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is not great. So just seeing him like that, I'm like, he's coming after Langa, and he's expecting Langa to die, and I'm just like, no. But even with all this stuff happening, Langa is gonna face him head on, and he's not afraid. And that's actually when we actually get a little bit of an explanation from Adam and why he chose the outfit and place and everything. He says it's gonna be a moment of departure and stuff. So I was like, okay, so that's kind of like what I was thinking earlier when I saw the grave. Now Adam is just basically preparing Langa to enter the world where Adam has been for so long by himself. And you guys, can I just say that animation during this whole beef between Adam and Langa was so nicely done. It was just so nicely animated, and the song that plays along with it was so good. Like, it gave me chills. Just Bones, you did great, man. Like, the whole time I was on the edge of my seat. Everything was just so fantastic from start to finish. And of course, during the whole thing, Adam is definitely trying to injure our poor Langa. He's trying to pull all these moves that he's done in the past, but now he's just kind of going a little bit more crazier than usual, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not liking this. I feel like we already knew this. Adam is going too far, and it's at this point, it's kind of like, how far is he gonna go? And it's just, Adam does not care. He's willing to do anything and everything. So while this whole thing is happening, both Adam and Langa enter the zone the minute that Adam like breaks his board and it turns into this cross. Langa recognizes it as like, the time that he first saw it when he first skated with Adam and stuff. So he's like, oh, it's this scene. And Adam explains, like, this is our world. Just forget about everything and leave everything behind. It's just you and me. And this, just like the whole time this is happening, I'm like, Langa, don't listen to him. Don't fall into it, please. Don't fall into the temptation. Like, please, Langa, like, snap out of it. The whole time I kept screaming, like, just think about Reki. You'll be fine. Snap out of it. And that's when Cherry starts to explain a little bit, like, what's happening. And he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. They're in the zone. And at the time, like, I was like, what is this? Kuroko no basket? Is this Kuroko? Like, I couldn't help but make that comment when I was watching this. But anyway, jokes aside, Cherry gets to explain like what exactly the zone is, and basically he explains that, it does happen to the top athletes and they can't see anything. They're just concentrating the whole time. Like, it's just basically like a world between you and this other person. It just kind of reminded me how Adam kept saying, like how Langa was his Eve, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is kind of like the whole thing like with Adam and Eve, where Eve has like that temptation. She wants to take out the bite out of the apple, and as the snake is telling her, the whole time I was just like, damn it, he's gonna fall into temptation, and then that's it. And Reki is obviously like really worried as he's watching all this. He's like hoping that Langa snaps out of it, because he does ask like to Cherry that how does one get out of the zone, because they notice that now that Langa is in the zone, he's not noticing where he's going, and he didn't notice like this little bump, and he like almost fell. So now they're worried. They're like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get injured. This is not good. And that's when this whole scene turns just white. Poor Langa man. He starts to say that he can't feel anything, and you start to see like the look in his eyes, the life in his eyes just gone. There's nothing there. And he starts to remember like how he felt when he was snowboarding after his dad died, and how he didn't feel anything. And you get like this flashback of where we see Langa just lifeless, and he does say like how nothing was fun for him anymore. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, no. And then we skip to like, now we see that same look on Langa's face right now, and I'm just like, no, no, no. And sure enough, when Langa is skating, he falls, and he starts to question, like, is he gonna die like right here and there? And I'm just like, oh, like, Langa, please snap out of it, please. And that's when we get like this little bit of light just like slowly creeping in, and he sees the skateboard that Reki made him, and Reki wrote fun on his skateboard. And it's just, yo, like, I almost teared up seeing that, just because it just reminded me of the conversation that they had, I believe it was last week's episode, where they talk about fun and fan. But as like that was going on, Langa starts to think of all his memories with Reki and everybody. So that's when he starts to reach over towards his board, and he says that skating is fun. He snaps out of it, and he skates down the hill, and he is a-okay. I was like, oh, thank God. And you just see him having so much fun. And that's actually when we get the scene where it starts snowing a little bit, and we see Langa's dad, and we hear him say, you know, hey, like, are you having fun? And Langa replies, yes, I am. It made me a little bit emotional, because it's kind of like, I'm pretty sure that's what Langa's dad wanted in the end for him, is just to have fun with what he loves, and that's what he's doing right now. And then finally, Adam notices that Langa is no longer in his little zone world anymore, and he is just having a complete meltdown and freaking out. He's realizing like, oh, like, I guess there wasn't an Eve. I guess Langa wasn't the one. I'm gonna be by myself forever. And like, as he's saying this, I'm just like, my dude, you are alone because you're pushing the people that want to be with you out. Like, we have his like, what, I forget his name, Tadashi I think is his name, hopefully that's his name. But he has been with Adam through thick and thin. Even with all this craziness, he's still by his side, and I'm just like, you have this person and you don't even realize it or see it, because you're just so obsessed right now with all of this. And then there's also Joe and Cherry, like, they want Adam back. They don't like seeing how Adam has turned out now, you know? So it's kind of like you do have people, it's just, you're just so stubborn and you're not letting people in. So as he's like going through all of this, Langa actually grabs him and tells him like, it's no fun going that way, come over here. And they're talking about how Langa is going to teach him that skating is fun. And that's when we get Adam saying like, no, friends are nothing, they're gonna just betray you, you're just a kid, what do you know? And Langa goes back to saying like, well, you're a kid too, because you have something that you want. And obviously Adam is trying to deny everything that Langa is saying. He doesn't like everything that he's saying, and I'm pretty sure it's because he knows deep down that it's true. So he definitely gets in under Adam's skin for a little bit here. And he is just so set that no one is ever going to understand him, that he's going to be by himself, blah, 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 like all this other stuff. So these two just end up falling because, you know, Adam, being the crazy person that he is, tries to take out Langa, but Langa like sees through it and he's able to stop him, and they both end up falling a little bit. And as Langa is getting up, he gives Adam his board and he tells him, hey, it's not fun being by yourself, let's skate together. I just love the visual here, because like you can see just there's like a little bit of light going on to Langa, and Adam is just like surrounded by darkness as like this whole scene is happening. And as Langa tells him this, you know, like, hey, like, it's not fun being by yourself, there's like a little bit of light shining on Adam, and his mask falls off, which was really, really nice. I kind of feel like that was a nice like little symbolism thing where it just kind of represents Adam realizing things now and like finally getting it. Even after all of that, Adam is still like, you need to win, otherwise you're not going to be acknowledged or loved and blah blah. Like, he has like all these ideals, and especially it's kind of sad because it's kind of like, well, the only reason why Adam ended up this way is because of like how he grew up, and he definitely believes like he can't have fun, he has to like win in order to be validated and stuff. And it's just, again, like, it's sad, but at the same time I'm just like, I do feel bad for you, but at the same time I don't feel bad for you. After all you've done, I don't feel sorry for you. But it also makes him realize like who has been there for him from the very beginning, which was Tadashi, and he's starting to recall like all those fun times when there were kids and stuff, and you know, he's realizing this now, and it looks like the race is like almost done and over. So like I'm pretty sure Ricky like realized that, so he rushes towards the finish line so he can be there for longer, and I'm just like, go baby boy, go for your boy, which was really cute. And my gosh, you guys, the race was really close. Like Adam wasn't too far behind, and as Langa goes through the finish line, he jumps towards Reki, and it's so cute because he like grabs him into a hug, and it's just, y'all, I couldn't, I can't. We shippers were fed, man. Like that scene was just so great, man. It was so great. I also like how it kind of looks like Langa is like in this kind of daze kind of thing, just the way that he looks at Reki. And then also because he asks, did I win? And Reki's like, yeah, you won. It's just so cute, man. And everyone else also comes along to celebrate, and you know, Langa's victory over Adam. And it's just happy times now. Like, it's so cute. I love how everyone just like jumps on Langa to give him a hug. Like, it's so cute, man. Except for Terry. Terry's just watching along. And then that's when we also get like this moment between Tadashi and Adam, where, you know, they kind of have like a little bit of a heart-to-heart, where Adam says, you know, I thought I got rid of this a long time ago, but Langa taught me just like you did. And I'm pretty sure he's talking about like having fun and all that stuff and what it was like. And that's when Tadashi realizes like, oh my gosh, you know, he's back. Which I really hope that Adam changes from here on out and goes into a better direction instead of, you know, injuring people. But it looks like he wants to make right after doing all these wrongs. So again, looks like he's heading in the right direction now. And that's actually when we cut to the ending song, along with like this montage of everybody gathering together, celebrating. And it was just so cute seeing Langa and his little derpy faces too. Like, he was just so happy eating, like, I think it was a burger. And as he's eating his burger, that's when we see Adam like jump off the helicopter with the parachute. And I love that when they see this, everybody just like runs off except for Reki. Reki just holds on to Langa like, no, like, don't come near my boy, man, like, back off. And as like Adam is like coming down closer and closer, Langa's face, you guys, had me dying. Oh my gosh, that was so funny, especially because Langa just decides to take a bite out of his burger, and it kind of just tells me like Langa's probably thinking, you know, if I'm gonna go down, might as well have a bite out of my burger while this is happening. And then in the montage, we do see Langa going to what I'm assuming is his dad's grave, and he's talking to his dad. He took his skateboard, and I'm pretty sure he's telling him about skating and about Reki and everybody else. We also get like this really cute montage of Reki being a good brother and teaching his sisters how to skate. Like, it's so cute. And then we also have like this other part with Shadow, where it looks like he's gonna confess to the flower shop owner, but his dreams get crushed because he sees that she already has a boyfriend. Y'all, they did Shadow so dirty. Like, he wasn't like my all-time favorite thing. Like, Shadow is ridiculous, especially like with all the makeup and stuff. And like, he was a little mean in the beginning, but you know, he kind of a softie. I like his softer side and just more chill side to him. So I really did generally feel really bad for Shadow. Like, they did him dirty. This poor man was in love with her and he got nothing. Like, everybody had a happy ending except for Shadow. Like, what the heck? Like, what is that? What is that? Like, Shadow deserved better. And that's when we skip over to Joe and Cherry. They are just going at it at each other's throats as usual. Like, I just love them together so much. Like, just their little bit that they have, like, with them arguing with each other and just being like ridiculous. It's just so funny, you know? Like, I love them so much just because of like that relationship that they have. And it just kind of goes to show you that they really are close. And then we move on to Mia. So it looks like Mia's former friend is talking to him again. Like, as they're passing by, it looks like he said something and Mia seems to be really happy. So it looks like that friendship is going to be repaired. And Mia is really, really happy, and I'm happy for them. And then we move on to Adam and the aftermath of like the whole thing that was going on with him. And it looks like my dude ended up dodging a bullet. Like, he got out of it freely. But it looks like, again, like I said, it looks like he is trying to make a change in his life, and I guess this is like the first step to making that change. Also, like, Tadashi was like super duper like confused. He was like, but I thought you were gonna make me take the heat for it and make me go to jail for this. And Adam is like, nope, you're gonna stay with me forever. And Tadashi seems like really happy about that. So I guess good for them. And then we end off with the last thing that I want to talk about, which is probably like one of my favorite parts from the episode as well. And it's just because of how nicely done it was, and like just the way they delivered it was nice. So we start off with the picture of Langa, his dad, you know, his mom when he was a kid, and we basically have like this monologue where he's like basically saying the same thing that Reki did in the first episode. So it basically goes back to episode 1, and I just love how it just kind of comes full circle, but instead of the one that's narrating is, you know, Langa, not Reki. And he talks about like happiness and all this other stuff and how he didn't really get it, but now after a while he finally gets it, like how not knowing your happiness is a scary thing, but he also knows what his happiness is. And that's actually when we cut into Reki and he's waiting for Langa, and it looks like their promise was to skate with each other after the finals and stuff, because he said, yeah, like our fantasy of the final race. I love that it just ends with both Langa and Reki together skating. You guys, I really hope that we get a season 2. Utsumi, please, if you're out there, if you're listening, please give us season 2. That's all we ask, because I feel like there's just so much we can dive into, and I would like to see Adam change and see like what he's gonna do moving on forward. I want to see like what's gonna happen with Mia now that, you know, his friends are talking to him again, and just I want to see more of Langa and Reki and all that stuff. It could go into different directions if we do get into a season 2, which I really do hope, because I mean, Utsumi did direct Free, and Free, you know, I feel like we all thought that Free was just one and done with season 1, but they surprised us with season 2, and then the movies came out, and then season 3, and now we're expecting a movie soon. So, you know, if Free can do that, I believe Sk8 can do that too. I believe there can be more to Sk8 the Infinity, but that's just up to the studio, that's up to Utsumi. So we'll see what happens in the future, but I really do hope we get more Sk8 the Infinity. I am so sad to see these characters go now. It's been such a fun ride. I did not expect to love Sk8 the Infinity as much as I did. Like, as much as I do now. Sk8 for me was like a personal 10 out of 10. Like, I know like 10 out of 10 is much, but I love it. But at the same time, like I said, so far it just, if Utsumi's gonna be the director, I already know I'm gonna love it. I just really do enjoy her work. But for now, I'm just gonna like cling on to the dub so I can relive Sk8 all over again, but in dub form. Without further ado, you guys, that's about it. That's everything I have to say about Sk8 the Infinity. I really, like I said, really enjoyed this series so much. Like, I'm glad that there's a lot of people talking about it. I'm glad so many people really enjoyed this series. So that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts. I know I rambled on a lot and just went all over the place, but I really do appreciate you guys listening to me and just hearing my rambles once again. So I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy out there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!